Reggie Jackson quotes. And I'm going to be using quite a few of him, but let me start with this real quick. I represent the underdog and the overdog. What did he mean by that? He was one of the greatest players ever. He was known as Mr. October. You remember the 77 when he hit those three straight home runs off of the Dodgers? Who could forget it? And it was amazing. It was magical. He was clutch. He came with the hype, with the ego. I always tell a story. He was right there with an OJ, right there with Ali. He was just as Dr. J. He was just as much flair as those guys. Baseball was the pastime at the time. He was special. Precursor to Deion Sanders, to Jordan, to a whole lot of people. Because he had this kind of aura about him. And some people just thought he was thick and arrogant in the head. But I'll tell you something. He didn't make no mistakes about how he was. They think you thick minded, you think you all the juice and all the sauce. He felt that. When he said he was the underdog and overdog, underdog because he was a black man playing a white man's sport that was predominantly, and even though Hank Aaron had broke the home run record, make no mistake about it, Babe Ruth and etc. And they didn't even break segregation of Jackie Robinson, Larry Doby in 47. So he knew where he was. You gotta remember, he hit his peak in his pride and his foundation 30 plus years, 30 years after the breaking of the color line. Let that sink in. Overdog because he was very confident, self assured, didn't flinch, didn't back down. When he went to Birmingham, Alabama as a minor leaguer, he didn't forget. He shared that with the world. A lot of people don't like to hear the totality, the truth, and where he's coming from. He made no apologies. And that's the thing about Reggie Jackson. There's never been no apologies, never been no I wish I was and I had it done this and that. It's been like I'm gonna do this and that's how I am and I'm great and that's how it is. You gotta have that kind of swag. You gotta have that kind of attitude. You got so many things working against you. And for a black man to be that open and that blunt at that time, much respect. Much respect. Not somebody that was gonna back down, not somebody that was gonna sugarcoat. And so often than not, some people say, well, you're not humble enough, you're not that. Well, you know what? You can be all that. People think they can walk all over you. So you're in a catch 22. And when you're a black man and you speaking out one way or the other, you do represent both sides of the extreme, you know, because you don't want to be too under and you don't want to be too over. You got to be somewhere in between. So I applaud what he had to say about that. Because he made valid points. Everything he said predated social media in terms of like how people look at someone, how they react to someone, because it's all about your drip and how you perform, what you say, and how your game. If we're attracted to people's personalities, it really carries a long way. So Reggie just broke it down. He says I represent the underdog and the overdog. And you don't hear a lot of people come out and say that then or the now. He was saying this 50 years ago. So he knew where he was. He left Oakland. He had won three-peat. He went to Baltimore for a year before he came to the Yankees and made his magic. But he knew what he had to do. And sometimes I don't think he gets enough love because there's a lot of people don't like the honesty that he spoke of. He doesn't romanticize dealing with the Jim Crowism, and never should you. So anyway, that's my thoughts and takes about and quotes from Reggie Jackson, who I will be using quotes from for the rest of the month in some formal capacity. He definitely had a way with words. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.